Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is a paid request for Steven. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for The Big Hit from 1998. I know I do have a few more for Steven, so thank you for being patient with me. I'll get to them as soon as I can. But the first of his I'm doing is The Big Hit because it was one of those that I wanted to check out again. When I saw the title, I went, man, it's been a while since I've seen that. Let me check that out. And it's still a fun movie. I would still say it's one of my favorite Mark Wahlberg films. This is kind of before he hit it big because he had done films, Fear, Boogie Nights came out in 97, but I don't think it came out yet when they were making the film. I think it came out late 97, which this was in the middle of being making. Just then I think it got done, then post-production, then it came out late April of 1998. It did not do the best at the box office, Sally, but I do think this is a fun film. I do think this is entertaining enough film that's definitely not to be taken seriously. Has a pretty good, capable cast, has a fun sense of humor, has some pretty decent action sequences, goes at a good pace, and it's a fun time. It's a fun romp if you like action films with their doses of humor and black humor and among other stuff. Now, it's directed by Kirk Wong, who did Jackie Chan's Crime Story, and it's written by Ben Ramsey. Now, Ben Ramsey, he would direct a Michael Jai White film I do quite like called Blood and Bone. I'd probably say it's his, Michael Jai White's best film is Blood and Bone. I still think it's his best film. Black Dynamite's a close second. Now, Ben Ramsey, about 13 years ago, I reviewed Blood and Bone. I would like to revisit that again. I will say, I would like to revisit and re-review Blood and Bone one day, because it has been 13 years. He left a comment under my review. And, of course, I'm going to, if I remember, I'm going to put the picture up. But yeah, Ben Ramsey's like, hey, thanks for the review. Glad you liked it. I thought that was really cool. That was very cool. Because I said, man, he wrote this film, then he directed Blood and Bone. He did had maybe this is what fucked him up. He did a hand, I'm hesitant to say it, Dragon Ball Evolution. I think he had a hand in the script. Was it that? Sorry, I need to make sure. I think it was that. Sorry, I don't mean to blame him for shit he didn't do. Yeah, it is, Sally. That, I think, well, you know what, I don't know what happened, because that came out the same year as Blood and Bone, which he directed. And then Blood and Bone's really good, but he didn't make anything else. I think he did like 2 or so short films, and that's it. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution was bad, and it was written, but I have a feeling there was a lot of cooks in the kitchen with that. Just saying, just assuming. So Ben Ramsey, if you watch this, I love to hear the story. Let's have an interview or something. I've never done interviews. I love to interview that guy. I want to hear about what happened with Dragon Ball. What was writing this? What happened with Blood and Bone? I don't know if he got ostracized from Hollywood. I don't know if he decided to quit. No one was giving him roles. Didn't Sally, after Blood and Bone, and that was the last movie he directed. One of the only movies he directed. Then, other than 2 short films, that's it. So I don't know if it was his decision, or if Hollywood shut him out. I don't know. Because it's a shame. Because again, this and Blood and Bone, this writing, Blood and Bone he directed, are good films. They're fun, entertaining movies. I think he also did Love and a Bullet, which is a very weird movie, I will say. I liked it. I think I reviewed it. It's a weird movie, though, I will say. But I remember liking it overall, although I did have some issues and problems. But it's definitely a weird, quirky movie. That's kind of the fun of that one. But anyway, Ben Ramsey, if you somehow see this, I hope you're doing well, man. Anyway. Anyway. How many times can I say anyway? Shit. Stars Mark Wahlberg. You got Lou Diamond Phillips, LDP for life, as I call it. I love Lou Diamond Phillips. The First Power is my favorite film of his. He's talked about this film. He's proud of the film. He says it was a lot of fun. It was one of the most fun experiences he had since Young Guns. And he did a great job. He's one of the things I love about it. You also have Bokeem Woodbine, which he's in this very weird film that I like called Caught Up. That seems like your typical, but it's not typical, trust me. He's a good actor. Christina Applegate, she's in it. Elliott Gould. Avery Brooks from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Antonio Sabàto Jr. So a lot of familiar names. The plot of the film is Mark Wahlberg is a contract killer with this group of people. Lou Diamond Phillips, Bokeem Woodbine, and Antonio Sabàto Jr. And Mark Wahlberg's character, he has two ladies in his life. He has his lady who he gives money to, but without him knowing, she has another boyfriend and is just stealing his money. Then there's this other lady who's like his fiance, but her mom and dad don't know, well, they don't know anything about his work. And they're very, at least the mom is very traditional. So he's juggling those two. He's having ulcers. He does jobs where the others make him do all the work. Just like Lou Diamond Phillips and Antonio are kind of, they're faked like they're shooting. Oh yeah, go, we got your back. When they're shooting at nobody. And then they're having coffee. Non-dairy cream? Cream? Non-dairy cream? So they're just having a ball, just drinking coffee or whatever, while Mark Wahlberg does all the work. And there's some fun action, like Hong Kong style, very over the top. Mark Wahlberg's character just all of a sudden just jumping for no reason and using flash grenades or smoke grenades or getting the light in the room, shooting people, doing like this kind of dance, like, I don't know what you call it, on the floor, rolling around, shooting guys. He bungee jumps down the stairs, shoots a guy. He gets on like these two rails on the stairs, rolls down to avoid gunfire. Like very over the top, very silly, not meant to be realistic. If you're looking for realism, this is not the movie for you. It's very over the top, but it's fun. I will say though, they kind of shot themselves in the foot where that's one of my few complaints with the movie. It felt like all the action was there. Now there's a couple good ones later. There's a decent car chase. There's a decent bit where Lou Diamond Phillips is chasing Mark Wahlberg in the woods, and the shot where the car flips, but then Mark Wahlberg's character keeps going down the hill. It looks like the car's ready to hit him. There's a pretty decent fight in a video store at the end. But it feels like all the wham bam thank you ma'am action was put in the beginning, so you're expecting the rest of the movie to do that. You're expecting Shoot 'em Up, Clive Owen, which I love that movie. That kind of big finale, and then you don't really get that, so it's a little bit disappointing. But I like the sense of humor this film has. Like, for example, before they get into the room, they're supposed to have this timer to cut the lights. And Bokeem Woodbine, he has the wire cutters, but the things are so thick, he can't fit them. I thought that was kind of funny. There's another funny bit where this guy at the video store keeps calling Mark Wahlberg because he has King Kong Lives on VHS tape out. And it's late, it's overdue. And Mark Wahlberg's like so sincere that he really wants to get this. Like, it shouldn't matter, but he really wants to get this tape back. And that's where the finale happens, because he goes to bring the tape back. And it makes you wonder, like, how did the idea come about? To get, like, for an action film, one of the main goals for the lead is to get this VHS tape back. Why was it King Kong Lives? It seems like a very random movie to pick. I mean, how many action films reference Teen Kong Lives? But it is so out there that it's kind of it makes it more fun. It makes it funny. Maybe that's the point. The actors worked well together. Mark Wahlberg, I have never been a big Mark Wahlberg fan. I've said this before. There's a lot of times I would watch a movie and I'd go, does it have to be Mark Wahlberg? Can't it be someone else? Like The Departed. There's a lot of times he's in it. I'm like, God, does he feel like he was everywhere? It felt like every fucking 5 months he'd have another movie out. I mean, he's in Ted 2, he's in Lone Survivor, he's in this movie, he's in that movie, he's in Deepwater Horizon, he's in Mile 22, he's like, God damn, man. Can't it be this guy? Can't it be someone else? I mean, I would love Lou Diamond Phillips to be the lead. He does a really good job as the villain, though, but, like, I would love Lou Diamond Phillips to be the lead, or Bokeem Woodbine would have been interesting if he was the lead. Mark Wahlberg I liked, though, in the film, and there are films of his I do like. The Italian Job, this one, Fear, The Other Guys. So there are films he's in I liked, he does a good job. It's just, I get so tired of seeing him and stuff. I'm like, goddamn, you know. Maybe that's just me. I do think LDP steals the show, though, and outshines Mark in the acting department. Like, Mark does fine for what he has to do, but LDP, he very much shines. So after this big mission, they get their money. Lou Diamond Phillips and the others have this side project they want to do, this kidnapping. Mark Wahlberg's not sure about it, but they do it anyway. They kidnap this girl, and you find out that that girl is the goddaughter of their boss. Their boss is Avery Brooks. It's like, they got my goddaughter. Now they're in deep shit. And Avery Brooks gets Lou Diamond Phillips to find out who took him. So to save his own hide, he turns on the other guys, and it goes from there. We're a hit squad. Now it's coming mostly from Mark Wahlberg. And from then on there. Meanwhile, Mark Wahlberg and the kidnapped girl, they bond with each other. I thought the girl who played the kidnappee, she did a really good job. She seemed good, capable actress, hold her own, strong-willed, not bitchy. I thought her and Mark Wahlberg worked fairly well. There was some decent chemistry there. The movie does have a lot of funny moments to it. I think it works fairly well as a comedy. Whether it be Lou and Mark talking, you want the truth, and then Bokeem, you can't handle the truth. Shut the fuck up. Lou Diamond slams the door in front of his face. Or when they're playing the tape to let them know, hey, we have your daughter kidnapped. Actually, the father of the kidnapped daughter is Shimono, who is in Ninja Turtles 3. He was the Lord Norinaga. He was one of the bad guys in the third Ninja Turtles from the 90s. Shimono. So I forgot he was in this. I like the backstory, too, that he is, they don't know it, but he's bankrupt because he starred and made this film that the title is pretty much about piss, but he didn't realize it was like Golden Trinkle. I forget what it was. The Golden Springs, something about it. So as they call him, he's about ready to commit seppuku. And he keeps answering the phone. He keeps bothering me. Fine, what? And he finds out his daughter, a.k.a. Avery Brooks' goddaughter, has been kidnapped. But the bit I was talking about is Lou Diamond Phillips and this other guy, they're going to have the tape recorder. But it's in the wrong spot. And he keeps having to rewind it and fast forward and get to the right spot. And I love that because I always think, like, how do you get to the right spot with a tape recorder? So many times, how many movies have you seen where you have the tape recorder and then boom, and they're somehow in the right spot? I'm like, how do you guess? Rewinding, fast forwarding, they get the right. Like, so many times in movies back then, they rewind it, they play, and lo and behold, they're in the right spot. I love that they played against that they're in the wrong spot multiple. I thought that was really funny. I didn't know the fact that it takes place, the ending battle takes place in a video store. I thought was very funny because I mean I miss video stores. I worked at a video store at one point, and this one's called Big Top Video. So it's not the type of typical setting you have for action finale. Now, like I said, there's a lot of fun to be had. The characters, the way Mark has to deal with Christina Applegate and her family, her dad, Elliott Gould, who they try to shy away alcohol from him because if he does, he needs to be very honest. When Lou Down Phillips and the crew arrive and there's this kind of standoff while dinner's happening, and then Elliott Gould accidentally throws up on Lou, and Lou's like, "You dirty motherfucker." I would just say, again, nitpicks, little issues I have with it. The fight scene in the video store is cool enough. Again, the little one or two car chase scenes, it just feels as if, okay, you have this crew, this death squad, this hit squad going after Mark Wahlberg. You think it's going to be, okay, now him and the rest of the crew are really going to take it to the bad guys, and you'll have this big body count, and okay, now it's a siege in a video store, so they're using videotapes as weapons, or hiding amongst like, maybe like there's a shootout and it's the action movie section, so they're having to shoot through tapes of Rambo or other things, or like ways of incorporating the video store during this big action sequence where bad guys are coming in and trying to kill Mark Wahlberg and Bokeem Woodbine or the others. You don't really get that. In fact, other than a car falling down, he throws a grenade, he doesn't really shoot much of the other bad guys. It's mainly just between Mark and Lou Down Phillips. And yeah, it's just that with the beginning, with how grandiose the action scenes are, you're expecting that throughout the film. You don't really get that throughout the film. There's some decent parts to it, and I like it. It's just, it doesn't feel up to stuff with the beginning. Maybe that's just me. Also, I thought it was weird that Bokeem Woodbine and Tony Sabàto Jr. kind of disappear. I mean, they don't, because spoilers, heavy spoilers, starting now, spoilers. Bokeem Woodbine does warn him before he get on a plane. I also thought it was kind of funny, the whole running joke where he's sworn off women because he just found out how to jerk it. And now he's always like working out, and he's even the customer of the month at the video store because he's been to the adult section so many times. But he calls to warn Mark Wahlberg, then you never see him again. I'm like, that sucks. I thought Bokeem Woodbine was underused. He was a fun enough character. I wish they used him more. And I tell you Sabàto Jr., he just disappears until the very end. And the spoilers, where when Mark and the girl get together in this limo, I tell Sabàto Jr. is driving the limo. I'm like, where the fuck was he the whole time? He probably could have used your help. So again, it's just weird that they set the beginning up as if it's going to be the four of those guys very heavily into the picture. But then the other two kind of get pushed aside. Again, one went on a plane, one went, I don't know, to the bathroom or whatever till the end of the film. So I just thought it was weird. Again, they don't disappear because you know what happened to them, but still, they kind of disappear. I thought that was a bit weird. I thought they'd be utilized much more throughout. So that I thought was kind of a nitpick I have. Also, so that's a nitpick I have. The action, I wish there was more bad guys. I think that's the thing. At the video store, I wish there was a more big slam bam gunfight like we had at the beginning. Only it'd be in this video store. I wish there was that. I think they really could have implemented that video store more with, I think, dozens of guys coming in. Mark Wahlberg having to take them out in different ways. That's my set. And the third last nitpick I'll have is the fight between him and Lou Diamond Phillips is fine. I like it. I thought the way Lou Diamond died was kind of weird. Because they're on this big chandelier, which looks really cool. Which, I mean, I don't know many video stores that have this big type of chandelier, but I would love to have gone there. But then, like, you see, like, this wide shot where Mark grabs the knife and stabs Lou. It took me a full minute to realize that's what he had done. Because usually with, like, a big fight, it'd be like this big moment, and you know, this really, it just, like, the way it was shot, and the weird slow-mo, that felt like it was slow-mo done after the fact, and there's no, like, up-close, like, prominence of stabbing, or, you know, I don't know, just, it felt like, not an afterthought, just something about the film. I don't know how to explain it. I'm doing a shitty job explaining it, but just something about it felt off. I don't know what it was. The bits later with Lou Diamond Phillips kind of monologuing as he's dying, like some of the stuff he was saying there, with, you know, man, I just want to be on my boat and watch the dolphins, maybe shoot some of them. Like, that was funny, but I just thought, I don't know, I was going to see, like, more of an up-close big battle on the chandelier, back and forth, and I don't know. It's just the way it was shot with him putting the knife. It took me a good 30 seconds to go, you know, okay, I guess this is the killing blow? I guess so? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's just me. But overall, it has some fun action. It has a good, entertaining sense of humor. Has some entertaining characters. Lou Diamond Phillips stole the show. Mark Wahlberg did fine. The others did well. It went by a good pace. If you like those over-the-top, fun, goofy 90s action films, this is definitely in there. Yeah, once in a while, there's a little bit of CG. I mean, with stuff like you understand, like there's the big scene early in the film where Mark bungee jumps out the window, where he goes back, the whole floor explodes, and there's a shot where the explosions right behind Mark as he's bouncing up and going back towards the ocean. But something about it still looks cool enough to me that I think just it does have a nice sense of style at times. I think Kirk Wong brought a nice sense of style to it. And Ben Ramsey, you know, brought a good sense of humor to it. So, an entertaining movie. I would say a bit underrated of a movie. Again, just weird that, I mean, even the poster has, you know, Bokeem, Woodbine, and Tony Sabàto Jr. I thought they'd be in it more, but they're not. I mean, I'm just repeating myself. But overall, fun movie. Always liked the film. It was nice to rewatch this again. And so there's that. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.